Hi, awesome folks. Welcome to day 12 of the 30 Days of AI in Testing Challenge by the Ministry of Testing. I am Rahul Parwal, and I was given this wonderful task today to learn about the risks that comes with AI when people want to use it to support their testing and testing efforts. So the task title was that evaluate whether you trust AI to support testing and share your thoughts on that. And it was a very open-ended kind of a task where we could research on AI risks, which I did. I referred these articles, one by the Forbes, a pretty popular one, so which Forbes had posted last year, and then another one was this challenges of AI from Chatham House. So these are now long-standing challenges and risks that were mentioned in these articles, and then I evaluated the impact of those risks on testing, and then have some insights. So what I did was I created this mind map. So I have created this mind map like every other video, and just wanted to start with sharing some context, which is the source of these videos. So the source is first the 15 risks of artificial intelligence by Forbes. I feel everybody should read that to get a high level idea. But at the same time, if you don't like reading, just watch this because I would be covering all of that here. And second is challenges of AI by Chatham House. Now, I am Rahul Parwal, and this was my day 12 exercise of the 30 days of AI in testing challenge. So let's go and look at the first issue, which is lack of transparency. Now, this is really a problem that we have been talking about in different places throughout this learning journey. That with AI, you don't know how it's calculating and giving you data, how it's deciding some things, how it's giving out certain inputs, probably certain kind of values for the test data and leaving out the other or totally ignoring out the other, which creates distrust. I mean, we don't know how these internal mechanisms work, and you don't know if they will be consistent. And this certainly brings impact on testing, because as testers, we are here to do responsible work, and something that's not transparent, that gives a flair of us being irresponsible, and I mean not knowing the internal stuff or the things that we would use it to present. For example, maybe it could give you a reason that focus on UI versus over API, because maybe it's reading some input data which has overemphasis on UI. But is it a responsible thing to do? So there is no check and bound on that, and I mean that transparency is not there, and that is problem. And the bigger problem is that it can give you plausible looking explanations for either side. So I mean, it could create explanations that why this is good, and you could buy that, and it could also give you explanation that why something totally opposite is good, and then you can also buy that. So that's a tricky topic. The next part is biases and discrimination. That's a major risks that I see a lot of forums have been vocal about, and it primarily comes with data, and sometimes data is biased, sometimes there are unconscious biases that are also there in the data. And I was reading this case study where the AI was fed with certain data where the white citizens were more and there were like less black citizens, and it automatically evaluated and made a judgment that white people were more capable. So I mean, that kind of racial issues, discrimination issues, because AI can misinterpret data and misunderstand it. Maybe the data is incomplete, and AI of course doesn't ask you that give me the complete information. It works on whatever information you give it and concludes. So that's risky, and for testing, I mean, it could be biased towards certain practices, because for example, when I search things on the Copilot, which is powered by GPT-4, which gives the links of sources it has referred to sometimes. It gives references from Guru 99. So now this is a bias. So the information that's coming is coming from Guru 99 because it had high SEO, but maybe that information is not good. So I mean, how do you know that? and not all blogs and marketing material are unbiased. So there is a lot of things out there on the internet which already has biases, and all such biases will lead to more biased learning and creating people who have just partial awareness or knowledge of things. So that's the second risk. Third is privacy concern. I guess most of you would have heard about this risk, and a pretty popular one. Because data is the oil for companies. Whenever we join companies, we sign documents that the company data would be private and would be between us and the company. We cannot share that out, expose that out. Same for our customers, and nobody wants to compromise that. And with AI and LLM, I mean, it's not clear how they are using our data. Are they using our data to train it? And how can we be certain that it's not being used to train or improve their own AI bot and so on? So, I mean, if data is leaked, that can lead to cascading effects and issues, and even monetary problems. I mean, so that's the next problem. Next on the lines are ethical dilemmas. So ethics is a very important concept, and testing in principle is an ethical activity. Somebody has to find out the truth, information about the product, so that stakeholders can know that if there are some problems and what they can do to avoid those problems. And in the past also, when some products have been left to production untested, those have brought in ethical concerns, issues, and even lawsuits. So morality is in general missing in the AI systems. I mean, responsibility, ethics is a humanitarian concept, and it could lead to misinformation, manipulation. Common issues that people see are distorted human images, because AI can create that. But is it ethically right to do that? And then the impact on testing is testing in principle is ethical business, like I said, and it deals with truthful evaluation of the product. So we are in a truth business, truth seeking business, finding of the truth and presenting the truth in the most honest format. So manipulation of truth in any form is a serious problem, and that's the issue that can come with AI, and people have to be really watchful about that. Next is security risks. So what are these security risks? So essentially, I'll just zoom it a bit. So yeah, so the security risks are, for example, prompt attacks. So essentially, there are this prompting attacks where you could prompt the LLM to reveal out certain information, which it ideally should not. And now that's a problem. And there can be unintended consequences. There are prompt hackers who have tried prompting LLM systems to find information which the LLM should not be giving out, and that's a problem. Even the code from LLM that you generate can be prone to security issues. I mean, how do you know it's right? So just copy pasting using that code can bring you those risks, and you never know. I mean, the day those risks will become reality. So yeah, that's certainly a issue. So I mean, the more we talk that, like, it's good with code generation, for example, use it for that, but like assessment, knowing the security aspect of things, and then rightful assessment is important. Next is concentration of power, which is certainly an issue, because now with this the power lies with few organizations. I mean, with Copilot coming and Microsoft investing into it, and Gemini being a Google-backed product. So I mean, how I see the landscape is that there will be big players into this, because of the amount of resources that are required for to run these things, the GPUs, memories, systems, and so much things. So collaborative AI is high level need, where like we discuss about all these risk and develop it in a sustainable manner, but it directly brings an impact in testing, because I see that products built on AI, directly products built on AI, will be very less. There will be more and more products which will be coming by big market players, companies who can put in a lot of money, and testers and testing may be limited by choices. I mean, and first we start using tools, and then I mean, tools use us and manipulate us, and lot of things can happen. I mean, being restricted by a tool is a big problem in general. So that's a potential risk. Next is dependence on AI, which is, I mean, if you are using AI for everything and too much, then it could lead to loss of creativity. So not thinking, not doodling. So I mean, I have found wonderful things by just doodling on pen and paper. So not doing these activities and not using actual critical thinking to think of weird cases, but always using AI to give you test scenarios and so on. And lack of this human intuition and touch is a problem. The carbon emission is also a problem that comes directly with AI, because when you like get dependent on AI, you are actually also dependent on creating carbon emissions, because like the moment you trigger AI commands, I mean, there is certain carbon emission going on, not in your home, not in your office, but somewhere. And at the environment, I mean, that dependency of people on AI will create a global dependency on these carbon emissions, and there have to be a better way out of it. Uh, Impact on testing, critical thinking, core skill for testers. It has been said time and again. And another thing that I want to point is that no matter, I mean, what advancements we have done in automation in the field of AI in testing, I have been trying out multiple things and multiple tools I've been liking out. But in general, in principle, human experiential work has no substitute. And this so-called manual testing, that the word that people use, or human testing, interactive testing, experiential testing, that is always needed. And as testers, I mean, even with AI, that this thing is needed. And the challenge is that maybe this skill will get high in demand, because you need people who can do these activities to a good degree. So I'm not talking about like test execution and just doing the things which can be done through machines, but doing them, but really experiential good testing and really evaluating a product. So all those things will have an effect for sure. Side effect of leverage. So the next risk is basically economic inequality, where the first point is uh, with AI, there is this leverage that is coming. Like one person can do a lot of things, and leverage is a pretty tricky concept. And in general, I mean, AI gives you a lot of leverage. You can now blog, you can create images, you can do anything with AI. And people who can take maximum benefit of leverage will certainly find more value. So people who leverage AI and use it to create meaningful systems will certainly find good work. But at the same time, for low skilled people, it will take jobs. I mean, if somebody is just into non-creative work, is not he or she is just into, for example, doing something which can be done by a machine, and is being done by a human because probably a human is cheap, or uh, they don't have the right skills, maybe they would get replaced. So time to upskill, job trends will be there for sure. And JDs will see a change, and maybe different skills get asked for. Maybe prompt engineering was not even a skill to be asked for 2 years back, but now maybe companies will ask for it. And similarly, there will be other such things, and all these things will bring in certain inequalities and new arithmetic into the game for sure. Next is legal and regulatory challenges. So first thing is the intellectual property issues, because AI has gulped in all that code and things from the web, and using it for actual apps that are going to be sold. So using all those code has been a tricky concept. There are companies who have like faced lawsuits for using some codes which was not licensed under the category which it should be. And in general, AI is a pretty unregulated market. Organizations, governments, there are no such bodies which are governing this. And governments are still in a catch-up mode with AI. So they are also seeing the trends, what's going on, and more of a very reactive kind of approach. No unified approach and laws yet, because most government, I think, they don't want to be taken a back seat in this AI race, because everybody wants to win this. And maybe that's why it's a very open market right now. But hopefully there will be some regulations that would be coming in certain areas of the world, certain small states. There are already some regulations that have come in. For example, some schools have banned this and so on. So these things will continue to happen. And the impact on testing that I see is that testers need to now actually also study these IP issues, licensing aspects and things, and if their team is using it, then maybe these are potential risks that the testers can highlight or evaluate and protect their team or apps against such issues. So learning about all those things, first thing is certainly being aware about all these things, but then learning and then helping the team. So that's about it. And these are the risks of AI that I have learned today, and I thought to blog them. Wonderful experience learning all these things about AI in testing, and that's all from me today. See you tomorrow in day 13 video of 30 days of AI in testing challenge. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Thank you. Bye.